is coming for you. 3, 4, Brexit made us poor. 5, 6, right-wing politics. 7, 8, Boris spreads hate. 9, 10, greatest lack again.
Is an absolute top priority, and you've been greeted with almost hysteria.
In case you haven't been following my videos, in case you don't know who this is Nigel Farage, and I've been claiming over the last few videos that he is a conspiracy theorist. This is his latest one, which he's bringing up in regards to the EU and its spending towards a greener, brighter future. He does not think that climate change actually exists.
In this place over the last 10 years, well, those of us that have been sceptical about this have been mocked, derided, called deniers. We've argued from the start that the science wasn't settled, and we've argued very strongly that the measures we're taking to combat what may or may not be a problem are damaging our citizens.
What you see in front of you is a global map produced by NASA, a satellite image, and it shows huge areas that are becoming deserts, and it is affecting citizens of the world. What Nigel is more interested in is the citizens in Northern Europe. And essentially what he's saying is, let's just ignore the damage that's being produced by industrialization of Europe and just focus on ourselves, instead of focusing on 2/3 of the world that is being damaged. What we need to do is work together to stop or reverse desertification. So how does this link in with conspiracy theories? Nigel is going to put forward his argument as to why this isn't really happening, and in fact we're going into a cold period, despite all evidence to the contrary.
And we've been proved to be right. Tens of millions forced into fuel poverty, manufacturing industry being driven away because, of course, our competitors in China and in America are going for cheap fossil alternatives.
So Nigel's only solution is to continue with the path that we're already on. One of the things I find really disturbing is his lack of knowledge of history, which comes up time and time again. 200 years ago, the Thames used to freeze, the last time being in 1814, and it doesn't happen anymore. In fact, we're lucky to get even a bit of snow in the UK. And why? Because of global warming. Just want to say a big thank you to both my YouTube supporters as well as my Patreon supporters. You really keep this channel going. If you'd like to become either one, please click the link in the description.
And of course wind turbines blighting the landscapes and seascapes of Europe. And still today you go on about green growth. Well, the consensus is breaking behind you.
Really? That looks horrible compared to this, which he wants, versus this? I mean, Nigel's just on a different planet.
It is time to stop this stupidity and to help you. There's the NASA photograph.
Thank you so much, Nigel, for bringing up that photo and just showing, or he's about to show, his total level of ignorance, lack of research, and it wouldn't surprise me if he's done this on purpose. Have a listen.
Last August of the ice cap, the northern ice caps. And there is the NASA photograph this year of the ice caps. It is increased by 60% in 1 year. Leading American scientists are now saying we are going into a period of between 15 and 30 years of global cooling.
So I found a scientist from NASA, and here's his take on Nigel's photo.
In this animation, we're taking Arctic sea ice into the third dimension. Here, we're looking at the ice age, which is an indicator of thickness. Generally, older ice is thicker ice. And so what you see in this animation is, first of all, the ice pulsing out and in with the seasons. In winter, the ice grows out and expands outward. In summer, it contracts inward as it melts. In addition, you see the whiter ice, which is the older ice, moving around the Arctic, being pushed around by winds and currents that move the ice. And what you can see is, over the years, the ice pulses around and moves around towards the top along the coast of Greenland. You see that the older ice eventually moves out of the Arctic and into the North Atlantic, where it melts. But the ice gets replenished within the Arctic because some of the ice survives each summer and grows older.
What you have in front of you is a time lapse from 1991 to 2016, taken from space, of the ice caps in the Northern Hemisphere. You are going to see ice expand, but that's not the whole story because the thickness underneath is disappearing. Nigel's using this as evidence, and supposedly this has come from a scientist of Nigel's. But let's face it, it's probably a man from down the pub showing Nigel 2 images, and because Nigel can't be bothered to research it, he has taken the word of the bloke down the pub as absolute truth. And that is exactly how conspiracy theories get started. People using only part of the information to build an entire theory. And Nigel's is that climate change isn't happening, despite the historic evidence and the evidence provided by NASA. So there you have it, another one of Nigel's conspiracies, and I'd love to hear your thoughts. Am I exaggerating? Am I being a little bit harsh with Nigel?
Personally, I'd love to know where he's getting all this information from. I find it really strange that he's saying he's got these scientists. I've never seen where he verifies this. I wonder if he's just talking to people in his head, gnomes down the garden, fairies. Who can say? And on that note, please comment below, get involved in the discussion. You've been listening to Political X. Bye for now.